Karen from County Fairgrounds USA, countyfairgrounds.net. Welcome to today's podcast.
Do I have Mr. Chris Ashby, who is working with the Placer County Fair in California?
You do.
You have a fair coming up. Give me the dates.
The dates are June 23rd to June 26th. We open Thursday night at 5 o'clock.
Okay, and where are you?
In Roseville, California. We're the Placer County Fair.
Okay. All right. So could you give us a little bit of the history of this fair?
Yeah, the fair's been going on about 83 years, a little bit more than that, I think. And it was founded here right in Roseville when Roseville was still very much a railroad town, and has grown over time to do everything from concerts to racing to rodeos and on down the line. It's a little more of an urban fair now, so we have carnival rides and pageants and art shows and things like that, but we don't quite do concerts and rodeos anymore.
Okay, so what's new and exciting this year and not to be missed?
Well, this year we have the Silver Starlets, which is an acrobatic troupe that will be performing inside our air-conditioned Roebelin Center, which, if you know anything about Central California this time of year, it's a little bit warm, so air conditioning is a big deal, and it's a great show. These two talented performers from Canada have a great act where they do quite a bit of acrobatics as well as some comedy, so that'll be a lot of fun. We also have racing pigs, the Alaskan racing pigs specifically. We also have jack-spareribs pirate magic show, so it's a magic and ventriloquism and performing arts show that's particularly geared towards kids. We have a brand new pavilion with bands performing in it each night. We start with a Motown band and kind of work our way through classic rock and country and blues and Latin music. We have more food vendors than we've had any time in the last 10 years and more rides than we've had in the last 5 years. So we're really looking forward to a great fair.
Okay, so you're mostly an indoor fair then, right?
No, we're indoors and outdoors. The rides and shows are outside. Some are in, some are outside. The pageant and stuff is inside. So we can try and take advantage of the air conditioning earlier in the night, and once it cools down a little bit, more of the things happen outside.
Okay. All right. So do you have any strolling ground acts?
I do not have any strollers this year. We kind of went with all stationary acts. So we also have a BMX show that'll be out in the carnival. So they'll be doing a half pipe and jumping up and down on box tricks and all kinds of things like that.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, it should be a really interesting show.
What about fair food?
Fair food. We have all kinds of stuff. Everything from the classics like corn dogs and funnel cakes to some funky ice cream and chocolate dipped frozen cheesecake. And we've got some barbecue coming in this year, which is new. So lots of different foods from the area.
What's your favorite fair food?
Oh, you can't ask me that question. There's way too many great fair foods. But pretty much anything fried. I like everything fried. Everything from deep fried Twinkies to and barbecue. I am a true barbecue aficionado. So that's part of our fair as well. We have a rib cook-off that goes on during the fair, the last day of the fair. So you get to be the champion ribs of the Placer County Fair. I got news for you. I interview a lot of fairs, and I always ask that question. Yeah, it's hard to answer that question. I've worked in the fair industry for 20 years, and there's very little fair food I don't like, so it's a very hard question to answer. Okay,
let's talk about parking for a second. What kind of parking situation is it?
We have a huge parking lot. When we remodeled the facility about 4 years ago, we built a huge parking lot. About half of it's paved, half of it's hard-packed gravel. We do charge for parking. There's a $10 fee for parking. But it's, nice amenity right near the main gate. You'll park in the lot, and you can walk up right to the main gate. You can buy tickets at the gate, or you can buy them in advance online. They are discounted in advance by a couple dollars if you buy them ahead of time. You can even literally buy tickets as you're walking up to the gate if you want. You can save them on your phone, so you don't even have to print them out.
Okay, what about facilities and things for senior people and handicapped people?
The whole fair is handicap accessible, so all the buildings are handicap accessible. There's ramps up to our art department and things like that. Obviously, some of the rides are a little more of a challenge, but we do everything we can to accommodate there. Having the air-conditioned buildings is actually really nice for seniors because they go inside during the heat of the day. We've got lots of shade. There's 3 big pavilions and tents that have plenty of space under them to hang out and sit and relax and enjoy some of the shows and just the crowd going by. We have more shopping for seniors and other people as well. We're up in terms of our count of commercial vendors, if you will, almost double what we had last year.
Okay, so if I was coming to this fair with a bunch of little kids, what would you suggest I do first?
Well, we have a whole section called the Family Fun Zone, so I would start there. depending on when you arrive, you might start with jack-spareribs. He might be more fun and start there. But if his show is not going on, I would start at the Family Fun Zone, and in there's all kinds of community groups that have all kinds of different kids' activities. Everything from a rope bridge the Boy Scouts put up to make a wish kind of thing where you make a doll that has a wish. You make a wish part of, and most of all of that is free, I believe. So the different community groups coming out and helping out there. And it's kind of the nice part of this fair. We have a lot of help from the community. The Rotary Club is our ticket attendants. So we get, a lot of volunteer groups helping out with this fair. It really is a celebration of the community.
Yeah, I interviewed Jack Spareribs a few months ago. He's quite.
Yeah, he'll be here. He's a character.
Yep. Yes, he's definitely
with a name
character.
like that, you kind of have to be.
Yep. Okay, what about restroom facilities?
All over the campus. So the air-conditioned buildings all have restrooms in them. All of the buildings have multiple restrooms in them because we are a year-round facility, so we have great amenities that way. In addition, out in the carnival lot, the typical portalets and things like that.
Okay, did you guys move or something recently?
No, we've been here for a while. We remodeled the facility about 4 years ago when we became a nonprofit. It used to be run entirely by the county. And about 4 years ago, Placer Valley Tourism created a company called Placer Valley Sports Complex, and we built a new building as part of it and renovated a couple of the old buildings on campus. And the new building we use for everything from sports tournaments to trade shows. In fact, we had a reptile show there last weekend. We do an immigration and naturalization ceremony 2 days after the fair. And the building it's a clear span, 100,000 square foot floor. So we do a lot of sports tournaments in there.
Oh, so what's coming up after the fair?
I've got immigration and naturalization 2 days later, and then the following week I've got a basketball camp. A week after that I have a volleyball camp. A week after that I have another basketball camp. In addition, we have roughly a third of a mile oval on the grounds. So we also do car racing about every other week in July and August, roughly.
What hours is the carnival open? Do you know?
The carnival is open from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. 5 a.m. I'm not sure I want to see carnivals at 5 a.m. From 5 p.m. until 11 p.m. on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then on Sunday, it's open from noon to 11.
All right.
And they sell both ride bracelets and regular tickets.
Do you have kids that you're taking to the show?
My children have all grown, so my kids live across the country and aren't coming back, but we have lots of other people on staff who are bringing their kids to it, so I'm looking forward to that. It's one of my favorite parts of fair is to watch kids in the Midwest, just because they have a lot of fun.
What's the carnival's name?
It is Wold Amusements.
Okay. So what kind of rides they got?
They're bringing a bunch of stuff. A lot of the classics. I haven't seen the full list yet because they're coming out of another fair, so they weren't sure what they're bringing. But there's some kiddie rides. There's about 20 rides total. So we'll have some of the classics like the Twister and things like that, or the Zipper. But then they have a couple other thrill rides as well. So it'll be a nice mix. A couple is, the Glass Fun House.
Here's a good question. So why should this fair be something that people shouldn't miss?
Well, particularly for the region. It's a county fair, so we really try and celebrate all things Placer County. So, we try and highlight the wineries that are in the area. We try and highlight food from the area. And we really get to celebrate the art and community of this area. Roseville, in particular, has a very strong and vibrant arts community, so our art show is spectacular. It's nice to reconnect with livestock as this area gets more and more urban. We're just outside of Sacramento, so as it gets more and more urban, that connecting the family with agriculture again is really important. And that's a great reason to come to the fair. We've got nice open-air barns, so it's a really pleasant walk-through, and you can see all kinds of different livestock there.
So do you know what your past attendance has been, approximately?
Well, last year was obviously a great year, and we've only been running it as Placer Valley Sports Complex, as at the grounds is basically how we operate. We've only been running it about 4 years, but last year we were about somewhere between 20 and 25,000. I think the number was 21-ish. But
okay, all right. Well, it sounds like a great time. Sounds like a lot of fun. Sounds like you have everything under control.
I appreciate you saying that. I'm not sure you're right on that last point, but we're trying as hard as we can.
Thank you, Chris. I've enjoyed the conversation. We'll get this up for you.
You as well. Thanks for calling.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.